5 ways your marriage is making you fat and unhappy. 5 ways your marriage is making you fat and unhappy. Here's the deal, guys. Marriage, who you choose to marry, is in the top 3 of the decisions you will ever make in your life. And this subject came about because we started getting, my husband and I get leads for our coaching, and we started getting an influx of leads regarding marriage coaching. I'm talking over life coaching, over business coaching, over health coaching, over weight loss coaching, was marriage. And a lot of the issues that they were bringing up were things like, well, you'll find out about that when I talk about the 5 ways your marriage is making you fat and unhappy. I'm about to give you those 5 ways because they all are a part of what they were mentioning that was causing them to consider divorce. Okay, so that's the problem more than anything. And I am a huge fan of and proponent of 80-20, the 80-20 rule. So I don't do any coaching that deals with sit in a chair and tell me your problem over and over and over and over again. That doesn't solve anything, and all it does is stew you up in it and causes you to just feel infused with the toxins and issues of the situation. So you feel worse. You never walk away feeling whole and complete and full of love and joy. You walk away feeling like there's a big hole in your body, your spirit, your soul, and your life. So that's why it's important to spend 20% of the time assessing the situation, discussing the problem, discussing some of the issues and feelings surrounding the problem, and 80% of the time in solution land. That is the way to do it, because you cannot go from the problem to the solution by staying in problem land. Picture problem and solution land as 2 different lands. So if you are in if you're in problem land and you're just staring around like, I don't like it here in problem land. I don't like it. The fruit is moldy and nasty and spoiled on the trees. And I don't like the fact that I'm dehydrated because there's no water over here in problem land. And there's no people here, so I don't feel any love. And I'm literally withering away. Guess what? As long as you continue to just stay there and cry about it, you still are in problem land. So the problem doesn't go away until you hop in a boat and swim over to solution land. So let's go ahead and jump right into it, to what the 5 ways your marriage is making you fat and unhappy. Let's talk about the first way. The first way is when there's no connection. When there's no connection, that means you're married to someone and you don't feel connected to them. When that happens, it causes you to lose feel-good chemicals. Those feel-good chemicals produced in the brain are very important. If you're on social media watching this, you're experiencing those feel-good chemicals because they use them against you in a lot of ways with gamification that they have infused into their system. Okay, so that piece of technology knows how powerful those feel-good chemicals are. They are similar to drug-like chemicals. So it would be similar to if you're addicted to cocaine and you can't say no to it, and you have to keep coming back for more and more and more. And you may experience that feel-good chemical if you get a like, or you get somebody to share your picture, or you get someone to comment on your picture, or you get someone to show you attention online, or feel like they're giving you some type of validation. That causes feel-good chemicals to be produced. And so you end up coming back looking for that if you're not careful. And you're able to use, because anything that's used for bad could also be used for good, okay? So if you're not careful, and then that's what it will do. Then that is what it can cause you to do and feel addicted, and it comes with it a lot of other issues as well. So let's talk about the second thing that causes your marriage, the second way that your marriage is making you fat and unhappy. The second way is when you feel like there's no trust in your relationship. If you feel like you cannot trust the person that you said you're going to spend the rest of your life with, it can easily cause emotional eating, alcohol abuse, drug abuse, because you're putting a counterfeit into your body to produce the feeling you want to produce. You're causing something unnatural to give you the feeling instead of experiencing it in a natural way. So what happens is you're trying to push down the problem with its counterfeit. You're trying to suppress the problem. You're trying to not deal with the problem. You're trying to go in denial mode so that you don't have to completely face the problem. And the problem is that you don't trust the person you're with. So maybe they did something to cause you to not trust them. Maybe they stepped out on the relationship. Maybe it's the way they talk to you or treat you. But there's some action that caused you to not feel that trust. Okay? So the key is, instead of you dealing with the real issue, which is the lack of trust, you put something else into your body that's a counterfeit. And whatever it is you put into your body, let's say it's emotional eating and it's high fat, high salt, high sugar foods, then that comes with it a package of problems as well. So now you're dealing with the stress related eating and emotional eating, and causing extra belly fat, and it's causing you to have up and down emotions and mood swings. It's causing you it's interfering with your sleep. It's causing you to be bloated, or jacking up your digestive system, or jacking up your elimination system, or jacking up your metabolism, because all this stuff is connected. So it's disrupting the flow of what is natural because of what you put in your body that's unnatural, or unnatural amounts of food, or skipping meals, or whatever it is that you're doing. But it's causing that unnatural behavior is interfering with the natural process of the body and mind and emotions. Okay? The third way your marriage is making you fat and unhappy is when you are experiencing a lack of communication within the marriage. When you're not communicating with your spouse, that can easily cause you to feel empty and unworthy, because you feel like I'm with someone. We go to sleep together in the same bed. We wake up together. We eat dinner together. But I feel empty. I don't feel worthy if I don't have someone who's looking forward to talking to me. Just to give you an example, one person who wrote in regarding the problem with their marriage said that the husband was communicating with another woman because he said that she was very easy to talk to. She was a good listener. Are you freaking kidding me? She was a good listener? So that's his validation. So in his mind, he's looking at it like, she's easy to talk to. So that's who I'm communicating with. So she's not even the wife. And she gets that honor of having his attention and communication because he said she's a good listener. Do you know how that could have made the wife feel? It could have been like he stuck a dagger in her heart. And right now it's bleeding all over her soul because she doesn't understand why she is not the person that her husband is coming to communicate. So you better believe it's going to cause her to feel empty and unworthy. That's what it's going to cause her to feel. She's going to look inward and blame herself and feel that she's inadequate in some type of way. Okay? That's damaging the body, the mind, the spirit. That's damaging you as a person. The fourth way your marriage is making you feel fat and unhappy is when there's no clarified roles. When there's no clarified roles. We just looked at a family movie the other night. It was like the Titanic, but it started with the letter P. I can't remember what it was called, but it was like the ship. It was shipwrecked. But what happened is there's a captain of the ship, and I don't want the captain and the co-captain to confuse their roles. I don't want the co-captain trying to push the captain out of the way and say, I have a different plan. I want to go in a different direction. I want to go at a different speed. I need the captain to do his job very well and the co-captain to do his job very well. So when it comes to clarification of roles, it has nothing to do with I'm the man, I'm better, I'm bigger, I'm above, I'm the woman, I'm less than. It has nothing to do with that. It just means that when there's a clarification of roles and you honor one another's roles, then all you're going to do is have smooth sailing. Your ship will do smooth sailing every day, all day. when there's a clarification of roles and you honor one another's roles. You do your role very well. You get very good at doing your role, and then you respect your spouse's role and you stick to what you said your roles are. Now, obviously, there's times where you have to switch roles. You're going out of town or something you need that person to step in. Maybe one person's not feeling good. There's times where you have to step in. But for the most part, you want to get really good at your role and comfortable in your position and do it very well and do it with a good heart. The fifth way your marriage is making you fat and unhappy is when you're not able to resolve conflict. And that's the main reason people end up going to divorce court. Because the thought is, I've tried everything, nothing has worked, so this is the last resort, and we have to. That's what they tell themselves. Like, at this point, we've tried everything. He's not willing to change, or she's not willing to change, or the situation is not changing. I'm still unhappy, and I deserve to be happy, and I deserve to feel loved, and I deserve to feel communicated with, and I deserve to have someone who has my back and protects me and who loves me. So since I deserve this, I'm going to go and find somebody who will give that to me. But the problem is, herein lies the problem. You're leaving with the same mind that you had with the first person. You're leaving with the same behaviors that you had with the first person. You're leaving with the same hurts that you had with the first person. So all you're doing is you're taking your issues and wrapping them up in a basket, putting a bow on top so that they don't look that bad when you meet the other person, because you got to put your best foot forward. And then they're wrapping their issues up, putting a bow on it, meeting you. Those issues collide and they create a new set of issues. A new set of issues. They may not look exactly identical to the old set of issues, but a new set of issues nonetheless. And guess what? You never figured out how to resolve conflict, so you are not going to figure out how to solve conflict with a new guy either. In most cases. That's why there's multiple divorces. Serial marriages. Okay? Where you're getting divorced and married all over again, because now we're in a society that says if it doesn't work and if you're not happy, you need to leave and move on. I don't hear the word covenant. Who's mentioning the word covenant? Who's mentioning the word till death do us part? Go back to when you walk down that aisle. And I'm telling you, 99% of marriages can be solved. Marriage problems can be solved. And guess where it starts? Now we're down to the solution. Guess where it starts? In all cases, not some cases. Guess where it starts? I'll start off by telling you where people think it starts. People think it starts with the other person. When they change, I'll change. Or I've been trying to change this whole time and they're not meeting me halfway and they're not doing that part of it. So they think it starts with the other person. But I'm here to tell you it starts with you. It starts with YOU. It starts with you. And there's a 3-step process that you must do, because I am not going to leave you hanging. I'm going to give you a mission assignment, because information must become revelation, must become transformation. There is information all over the place. There's information on social media. There's information in your email. There's information at your job. There's information on the TV. There's information in the radio. So there's no lack of information out there in the world, people. There's no lack of information. Information does not cause transformation. Information can cause revelation, which is that light bulb going off and that desire to change, and then that can cause transformation when you apply what you need to apply. So step 1 in solving the problem, step 1 is forgiving yourself. Forgiving yourself for what? Why am I forgiving myself? Why do I have to forgive myself? Forgive myself for what? You have to forgive yourself for judging yourself. You have to forgive yourself for putting yourself into this mental prison where you've been beating yourself up and bashing yourself and doubting yourself and questioning yourself. You have to forgive yourself for making choices that you may regret right now. You have to forgive yourself for painting a story, because we tell ourselves stories every day. We think 60 to 80,000 thoughts a day, and most of them are stories we're telling ourselves. So you have to forgive yourself for telling yourself stories of doom and gloom about how that guy is not good, how he's not how he used to be, how he is ruining your life and your happiness. You have to Literally forgive yourself for the stories you've been telling yourself about him and you. I'm saying him in case you're a female listening. Most people listening are. Probably 80%, 20% guys listening. So I'm speaking to the majority. I'm speaking to everybody. But obviously, I'm just saying him in case you're hurt, which most of you are. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. You don't need a reason to forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. Then you have to forgive your spouse. Forgive them. They didn't ask for forgiveness. That's okay. Forgive them. The next thing, step 2, is love. Love yourself. Love them. Unconditionally. Love. Love does conquer all. But it can't be baby love. It has to be all out love. It has to be that type of love that people are like, are you on drugs? You're bouncing off the walls. You look like a different person. Your energy is through the roof. You're loving up on somebody. You're walking up to them. You're hugging them. You're telling them good things. You're telling them how you're excited about life. You're showing and demonstrating love to yourself and to other people around you. You're filling your atmosphere and your environment with love, and it is obvious. And last but not least is action. And what is the first action that you have to take? It is infusing the love in yourself and using that to catapult you to take a new step in a new direction. So this is the action step. Step 3 is the action step. Step 1 and 2 is internal work. Step 3 is the action step. The action step, nothing happens without movement. There's a law of action, and nothing happens without action. So action means you just start moving in a new direction. You're going to do something different today. There's a book called Do One Thing Different. You're going to do, and that's the beauty of it. You don't have to worry about what action you're going to take tomorrow or next week or next month. What are you doing today in a different direction? You have to take a new action today. You have to take a new action today. An action where, because it's called, it's a trick. It's almost like a brain hack, because the brain is full of repetitive. It has you do repetitive actions over and over and think repetitive thoughts over and over. So it's like a brain hack when you do something different, something completely different. Take a different action today. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as that action makes you feel really good and it strengthens the real you. It has to strengthen the real you. If you're new to my Periscopes, podcasts, or live streams, and you don't know who I am, my name is Joy. I'm a certified personal trainer, certified synergistic kinesiologist. That means that I just help people with emotional toxins and help them to discover first and release those emotional toxins that they don't even know exist, but it's sabotaging their success. I'm also a certified sports nutrition coach, author of a book called R3 Diet, which stands for Reverse, Retrain, Rebuild Your Body and Mind, and an international speaker. My goal is to help busy people go from being a little too fat, stressed, and nearly depressed, once and for all experience lasting weight loss and bliss, eternal bliss. Bliss is our birthright. We're supposed to be happy and living life to the fullest every second of every second. Let nothing rob you of your joy. Until next time, R34 Live. Bye.